Robert. Robert, hold on. You there? Robert.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. I'm podcasting right now. I want to hear what your thoughts are on all this and your experiences here in the last week, couple days. Tell me what's going on in your world. You know, and a good perspective would be what's going on in your world, you know, being a entrepreneur, restaurant owner, and that mess, I'm sure, that's occurring right now in your world.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I guess we're fortunate to have carryout still available to the public and keep some people employed.
How's that going for you?
We're fortunate with that.
What's your volumes
like?
Going
okay. Well, the volume is way down because you're down to carryout only. But we're able to manage, and we'll get through it.
Right. So what do you give me some numbers, you know, give me a regular Tuesday night pizza carryout or volume of pies compared to what's going on right now.
Well, when it first started, it was people. I don't think people knew that we were open for carryout. Now it's picking out. People are realizing it, and then it's okay to come out to get food. So numbers-wise, I couldn't tell you comparatively, but it's picking up. Probably getting pretty similar to a normal carryout day, especially in the weekends. Probably even busier yet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a full menu right now, or are you guys on a cut menu, or what?
I would say probably about 75% of the menu is available. 80%.
Have you? Excuse me. Have you been able to looking at the numbers? Are you still like on pizzas? You can order any pizza you want.
Yeah. Any pizza's available. Salad, pasta, chicken, ribs. It's all available. Not a problem.
And what procedures are you taking? I'm sure you've always had clean health and things like that. What procedures now are you taking that's different because of what's going on?
Sanitizing all the phones, doorknobs, tables, countertops, Lysol, gloves, things like that.
Is there a path for walking in on carry out where you come in to carry out and then you leave out the restaurant entrance doors?
No,
or any paths like that?
No, nothing's changed. Same thing. Same procedure.
Are you trying to keep some type of social distancing between customers coming in?
No.
Have you thought about that?
I think that's not really good. I think it's a little overblown. I'm not saying you shouldn't be cautious about it, but I think people need to stop panicking. I think you should be cautious, but you shouldn't panic. There is a difference.
Yes, I agree with that.
You need to relax. You'll get through it. It might be a month. It might be 3 weeks. It might be 4 weeks. Whatever it is, we'll get through it. Shouldn't be a problem.
All right. So tell me the restaurant name, which I know, but I want you to tell me, and the phone number and the hours of business. So, you know, when I put this out on a podcast, there are people that love the restaurant, love the food, are aware, and maybe that'll help drive some business to a small business, right?
Sure.
So
the Lucas Restaurant, Westland, corner of 1 and Inkster. We're open every day from noon to 8 for carry-out only. So we're still operating that way until we hear otherwise.
Well, Ethan and I might have to take a run out there here in the next 24 hours to get a special.
Yeah, feel free.
Will you run it out to the car?
Sure.
I want you covered in a hazmat suit, rubber gloves, and a condom.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're not a problem. I have them on hand.
All right. How's everything else with the family? What's going on in your world with your friends and close friends and family members? Is everybody safe right now? Everybody's...
Oh, yeah. Everything's good. Wife's home. Kids are home. I'm home. It was an ordeal getting from across the world back to North America. It was a science fiction movie, but that's to be told for a later date.
Yep, I understand. All right, so I wanted to reach out to you, get your perspective on this. Anything else that you can add at this point in regards to the virus and the government lockdown and all that?
Well, I think it's fine. I think I have my opinions of it, and I know people are all over the board with their opinions, but I'm not going to go into what I think. But I do know that we'll get through it.
Right.
There's no doubt in my mind we'll get through it. It's just a matter of when. It could be 3 weeks, it could be 4 weeks. I don't think that you can't keep people at home forever. People need to go out and get a paycheck. I think you can't just stop the economic of the United States. There's going to be a point where people are going to have to go to work.
I agree with that.
Hopefully the government passes this bill so people can get their unemployment or their stimulus package, so people can get paid while still staying at home. Is probably a really good thing. Hopefully it passes tonight.
Yes, I hope it does too.
Yeah, so I think that's a good thing. So then I think people will stop panicking. And the worst thing in the world is people hoarding.
Oh yeah, that's been a common theme.
Toilet paper, water, diapers is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, people are scared and they're reacting.
I understand that, but people need to grow a pair and stop being so goddamn scared.
Right.
Relax. Take a breath. You'll be fine. If you need a roll of toilet paper, I'll be more than happy to give you one. Come and see me. I'll give you a roll of toilet paper for free. How's that?
Is that something that you're thinking about doing with every large pizza order? You get a roll of toilet paper?
No.
Okay. But
if someone's desperate and is panicking and wants a roll of toilet paper, I'll be more than happy to give them one.
You're a good man, Robert. People like you doing things like that during this period of time are going to be the game changers. There's a lot of heroes out there.
Right.
I've had the opportunity to talk with Timmy Dennis and what's going on in his hospital. I've talked to my father and his equations and comparisons of what happened in World War II and things like that. And, everybody that I've spoke to is kind of on the same perspective as you. As just, calm down, grab your cojones here for a minute, think before you react, and think of others, right? Because that's what's important, right?
This is not The Walking Dead.
What do you think about the administration, President Trump, and how the national government, the government's taking positions in handling this epidemic, pandemic, or?
Well, I think everyone's opinions all over the board. You have the extremists who think that it's the end of the world, we're all going to die, and then you have one end of the spectrum of people who think it's not a big deal, relax, it's overblown. So and everything else in between. So I think the world reacted to pressure to shut everything down because I think it's good. It looks good. I think they had to do it because if they didn't, they would be up for who knows what.
Yeah,
lawsuits.
Right, I agree.
It could be insurance issues.
A plethora of things.
I think they had to do that.
Right.
So,
they don't
want litigation. They don't want people suing the country, suing the state. So now that they told you to stay home, if you go out and get sick, you can't sue anybody because they told you so. So to me, there's a lot of liability in this.
Yeah, that makes sense. One of the things looking forward into this, the economy, the jobs, the financial element, I have faith that there'll be a huge rebound and hopefully things will be better than ever. I mean, I was following stocks of companies for years, and 3 months ago, maybe 60 days ago, I saw an article about Campbell Soup and how their stock has been hit so hard, their sales have been so poor, in the history of their company. I walk through the grocery store and there's not a can of soup on the shelf. There's companies here that are, moving volumes of product like never before, which is bringing in capital. They're not giving it away for free. I think that seeing the private sector engage with President Trump and the administration to build respirators and things like that, that's all gearing up. I saw an article about Ford Motor Company. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that aren't being reported in the media that are occurring. There's print stuff out there, but I'm starting to see the tide of bullshit being spread, in certain media areas about issues that aren't on point. And I think the most important thing right now is a standpoint on everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my opinion.
I think, I have my opinions too. And, whether I'm wrong, right, it doesn't matter to me. But I think the media needs to be responsible in how they report this stuff. They report this stuff in a way where they make everyone fearful. I'm not saying they shouldn't report it, but they report it in a way where it's almost fear-mongering, to the point where people are panicking. So, because you know why? They need ratings. They need eyeballs. They need people to watch them. So what better way than to make people fearful? Now, that's my opinion.
Well, that's been going on for years, but yeah, in this circumstance, I agree with that. Yep.
That's just what the news does. The problem is the people that watch news fall for it. They fall for the fact and they panic. It's ridiculous that when the governor comes on yesterday and then an hour later, every grocery store in the area is bombarded by people who are panicking. What are you doing? Calm down.
Right.
It's an overreaction. That's what kind of bugs me. That's my opinion. Some people, I think, have different opinion. They might think I'm an asshole. And that's fine. I understand that. I can accept that.
Well,
So I'm not. You take precaution, but you don't need to go horde. This is not World War III or Armageddon. People aren't going to be turning into zombies. Will you calm down? You don't need to build a bunker in your backyard and bury yourself.
Right. Well, it is a real threat. There is a couple confirmed cases through a third party of people I know, where there are some people that went to a wedding out in Chicago. They, excuse me, they were travelers in business. They've been into China and in Europe and things like that. So, when you're in that harm's way, you're more susceptible. But I think the lockdown is a good thing. I mean, the medical team, and from talking with Timmy Dennis, in the medical field, they're taking all their guidance from the CDC and all that. And, that's the rule, that's what they're doing, and that's what they're supposed to be doing. And that's where, the regimented rules of the medical field and what these people are doing are being followed to the book. And, and thank God we live in a country where we don't have to follow the book, but there are certain ways of doing things. I know one thing for sure, and I brought this up before in another podcast that I did, all those people that hoarded all that paper, toilet paper and stuff, well, they're not going to need it for a while. So, right?
Yeah, because they got 2 years supply.
That's right. And I did see one of the YouTube videos from watching online where a guy did the calculation of, 5 rolls of toilet paper or 5 packets of toilet paper. He figured out even if you used, 3 times the amount to wipe your ass, you'd still have it till, 2024. So, so be it. All right. Well, listen, I wanted to get your perspective. I knew it would be very clear, and you would have a good information to share here. But the most important thing here now is, if you're looking for a pizza, pepperoni pizza special, DeLuca's Restaurant in Westland, they're open, carry out, right, Robert?
Yeah, come and get it.
Oh, nothing like a breakfast special. What's a breakfast special? Tell the listeners.
A breakfast special.
Yeah. Or
Cold
a special
in the morning, man.
Cold special. So what you do is you eat that pizza, and maybe half of it, a couple pieces, stick it in the fridge, pull it out in the morning.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. All right, Robert. All right, hang in there. I'll call you. Keep in touch. Hope you guys are safe. If you need anything, let me know, and we'll talk soon.
Okay. All right.
All right, great talking.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. There it is, Robert DeLuca. DeLuca's Restaurant, Westland, Michigan. Go get yourself a pizza. Sanitize on the way in, way out. Enjoy that pie. All right, I'll talk to you. Bye.
All right.